Yeah, this is Martin, the biology teacher. We are going to look at how urine is formed. Members, have you ever realized, have you ever asked yourself how you are able to urinate every day, like in the morning, in the evening? But have you ever asked yourself how this urine is formed? Yes, today we are going to look at that, how the urine is formed. And do you know where the urine, where the urine is formed? Which organ? If your mind is telling you it is the kidney, then that is the right one. So the kidney has some structures, some tiny structures. These structures we call them the nephron. And it is in this nephron that the real urine is formed that you always use. So the structures are very numerous in the kidney. So we are going to look at the processes through which this urine is formed. It carries 4 processes. The first process is ultrafiltration, second is reabsorption, third is secretion, and the fourth is excretion. We go back and start from where urine comes from. It is extracted from blood components. Blood contains water, blood contains glucose, blood contains amino acids, and blood contains other substances. So when these substances are extracted, we are going to see them in the urine. Now, the heart pumps blood through a big vessel, which is called aorta. This aorta is going to be divided into other vessels, which are going to take blood to different organs. Particularly, we are talking about the kidney because this is where the urine is formed. So the blood vessel that takes blood to the kidney is called the renal artery. Renal artery. It is a branch of the aorta. So the renal artery is divided into other blood vessels. So the division is called efferent artery, and this efferent artery is going to take blood to the nephron, which I say those small structures. So the efferent artery is going to be divided into other tiny capillaries, which are going to form a part. This part is part G. And this part G is called glomerulus. And the glomerulus is encircled by another part, which is part B. This part B is called the Bowman's capsule. So the Bowman's capsule has this part which is curved, it is the basin, and it is porous. Now, what happens is this. Blood flows from the afferent artery and it enters into the capillaries. Because the efferent artery is narrow and the afferent artery is wide, the pressure of blood will build up in the glomerulus, and this pressure is going to force substances to move out through the Bowman's capsule membrane, and it is going to enter through this part, which is the tube, nephron tube. So the things that usually pass there are things like glucose, water, amino acids, and other substances. But we don't see proteins entering here. We don't see red blood cells, white blood cells, and other blood components, which are cells entering here. Why? Because they are bigger particles. So in this part, which is P, it is called the proximal convoluted tube. In this part, it is where the second process takes place, which is called reabsorption. In this second part, which is P, we are going to see the glucose being reabsorbed, some part of water being reabsorbed, and also the amino acid being reabsorbed. It continues. The content continues and it reaches this part. The overall part, this part, it is called loop of Henle. Loop of Henle. This loop of Henle is divided into two: the descending loop and the ascending loop. The descending loop and the ascending loop together are going to maximize the reabsorption of water. We go to the other part, which is it D. This part D, as it starts with letter D, it is called distal convoluted tube. Distal convoluted tube. It is in this part that we are going to see the third process, which is secretion taking place. In this part, we are going to see ions being taken back from the blood into the urine because they are excess. We are going to see ions like sodium ions, potassium ions, and sometimes calcium also will be taken. So this is going to be moved into the urine content. From here now, everything that remains is going to come and be collected in this part C, as the letter states it is C, collecting that. It is from this collecting that all contents which were not removed or reabsorbed are going to be collected. So many nephrons are having this. So a combination of many nephrons with different collecting ducts are going to form the urine, which we call a spatial. So the process of passing out the urine is what we call excretion. It out. So this is exactly what happens. So if you didn't know that is exactly what happens, from today on, know that it is like that. So this is where we're going to stop for today. The next time we're going to continue with a look at other parts. That's where we stop.